Welcome to Exploring Mysteries. Today we're diving into the life and prophecies of Malachi, one of the most intriguing figures in the Old Testament. As the last prophet before a long silence that preceded the arrival of Christ, Malachi faced a time of spiritual and social crisis. His mission was to guide Israel back to God, addressing corruption among priests, intermarriage with foreign women, and the general decline in faith. Did you know that the Book of Malachi, the last book in the Old Testament, has important messages for us today? It was written during a time when people's faith was weak, and they were just going through the motions in their religious practices. Malachi's words were meant to wake them up and remind them of their commitment to God. Malachi was a prophet, which means he spoke messages from God to the people. His name means my messenger, and that's exactly what he was, a messenger with a strong call to return to true faith. He wasn't just talking about minor issues. He was addressing deep problems in the way people were living and worshiping. And even though his message was given thousands of years ago, it still speaks to us today. Let's dive deeper into Malachi's key messages and their relevance today. Malachi lived around 100 years after the Jews returned from exile. At first, they were excited to rebuild their temple and nation. But over time, things got tough, and people began to doubt the blessings they were promised. Their faith weakened, religious practices became routine, and even the priests who were supposed to guide them were failing in their duties. Social issues like marrying foreign women were also a big problem. Malachi's role was to address these issues and call the people back to God. He started by confronting the corrupt priests. They were offering poor sacrifices like using sick or defective animals, which showed disrespect for God. Malachi reminded them that their role was sacred and that they needed to restore proper worship and honor to God. Another major issue Malachi addressed was the problem of Israelites marrying foreign women. These marriages threatened the purity of their faith, as foreign influences could lead them away from God. Malachi emphasized the importance of staying faithful, not just in their relationships, but also in their covenant with God. But Malachi didn't just bring warnings, he also brought hope. He prophesied about a future messenger who would prepare the way for the Lord. This prophecy is often seen as a reference to John the Baptist, who prepared the way for Jesus Christ. Malachi's words gave people hope, showing that even though they had strayed, God was still working on their behalf, preparing a path for their redemption. At the heart of Malachi's message is the call to repentance. He urged the people to return to God sincerely, reminding them that God is always ready to forgive. Malachi also spoke about the importance of giving tithes and offerings, not just as a duty, but as a reflection of a heart truly devoted to God. He wanted people to understand that real change starts with a genuine return to God and a renewed commitment to living faithfully. Malachi's teachings show us that even in difficult times, God is still speaking to us, offering correction, guidance, and hope. His messages remind us of the importance of staying true to our faith, being pure in our actions, and holding on to the hope of redemption. Remember, if you enjoyed this exploration of Malachi's message, subscribe to Exploring Mysteries and like this video for more fascinating stories from the Bible.